Anuj is an economist at Wellspun, an Indian conglomerate. His job is hectic. He says he rarely gets more than 4 to 5 hours of sleep.
To kind of address that, have resorted to these melatonin products which are out there in the market. Tried a couple of them, be it gummies, be it these melting strips. In some of the brands even have these sprays, melatonin-based sprays. So these kind of essentially help get to sleep early rather than waiting 2-3 hours before you can actually get into sleep.
Melatonin is a sleep-regulating hormone sold over the counter as a supplement. Anuj told the Signal Brief that in addition to taking melatonin, he used to track his sleep using smartwatches as well. He still uses his Apple Watch to track fitness markers like his step count and so on, but has stopped checking his sleep score. He says that what began as a helpful tool to track his rest quickly turned into an unhealthy obsession.
I actually have, I would say, a rather poor relationship. The other thing which has recently started happening is because of my sedentary lifestyle and this work-life imbalance, my wearable devices started popping up, low cardio health warnings and stuff. So at days, I really become frustrated that, there's so much going on in life. And on top of that, this gadget is now kind of trying to tell me that your health is on a downward trend. I've actually gone ahead and just stopped using it for a week or so, getting frustrated with this device.
My name is Kudrat Padwa and you're listening to the Signal Brief. We don't do hot takes. Instead, we bring you deep dives into the how and why of consumer trends. In this episode, we learn about India's sleep crisis and the booming sleep economy that's coming up to help consumers address their sleep issues. How far is too far when it comes to shut-eye? India is one of the most sleep-deprived countries in the world. A 2025 Local Circle survey found that 59% of Indians reported getting less than 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep each night. Sleep woes cut across class and gender. Studies have found that 20% of Indian corporate employees reported insomnia. A study among slum residents in Bengaluru found that 24% of them reported poor sleep quality. And reports show that Indian women sleep 30 to 50% less than men. The reason for poor sleep among these populations differs. Professionals, that's white-collar professionals, say that their sleep suffers because they need to answer late-night emails or get on calls with overseas clients. Some say they stay up late to pursue side projects. Of course, there's also distractions like Netflix and our phones, all of which can eat into bedtime. Indian women who are homemakers say they have to wake up early to cook and clean and help the rest of the family get ready. Many women balance both jobs and housework, meaning they rarely get adequate sleep. For working class people like construction workers, laborers, domestic helpers, and gig workers, sleep deprivation is baked into their need for survival. Commutes are long, they sometimes work multiple jobs, and often live in overcrowded housing without proper ventilation. All of that makes restful sleep impossible. Most people need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Sleep is our biological repair and maintenance system. It's essential for mental and emotional regulation, repairing the immune system, cellular repair, cardiovascular health, hormone regulation, among other things. Without good sleep, even the best diet or exercise cannot save us. In fact, it might even be more important than food. Early studies in animals found that they died of sleep deprivation faster than of starvation. The fact that sleep is crucial is probably not news to you. In fact, there's a growing segment of the wellness industry that's helping people get to sleep and sleep better. The sleep economy consists of sleep tracking wearables like rings by a company called Oura. There's also cooling mattresses, bedding, as well as supplements like melatonin, magnesium, and special teas to help you get to sleep. These products are on the more expensive end. Melatonin gummies, for instance, cost upwards of 500 rupees, according to a quick Google search. You'd have to shell out at least 30,000 rupees to buy an Oura ring. This means that this sleep economy caters primarily to the wealthy for now. Also, all of these that I mentioned are over-the-counter or OTC solutions, meaning that these are products that you can buy without a doctor's prescription. There's also more clinical sleep products like CPAP machines and prescription sleep medicines like alprazolam. Doctors prescribe CPAP machines for people with disorders like OSA or obstructive sleep apnea. In sleep apnea, your airways get blocked at night. Those who are overweight or obese are at a higher risk for sleep apnea. And studies show that 9 to 14% of Indians struggle with this disorder. Sleep supplements are becoming more popular. Sleep gummies saw a 650% spike in search interest over the course of 2024, according to a report by marketing agency AGR Knowledge. Data shows that the total sleep economy in India, and this includes both OTC solutions and medical products, was worth 3.35 billion in 2024 and will grow to 5 to 8 billion or more by 2030. The consumers the Signal Brief spoke to said that they used products like melatonin and magnesium supplements to fall asleep and sleep longer. Adyasha, who's a lawyer, said that when she takes a melatonin gummy, she has to ensure that she gets at least 11 hours of sleep. Otherwise, she feels groggy and tired the next day. Purajit, a 25-year-old analyst, told me that she struggles to get good sleep during stressful periods of her life. For those times, she relies on magnesium, melatonin, and L-theanine. She says that she spends about 1,500 rupees on these products each month. Like Purajit and Adyasha, a lot of us are self-medicating with supplements to improve our sleep. But what do experts say? The Signal Brief reached out to Dr. Sanjay Kalra, an endocrinologist based in Karnal, Haryana. He says that his first prescription to his patients who are struggling with sleep is not a pill. It's getting enough daylight in the mornings, routine, and comfort foods.
So what has worked in my practice is, first of all, sleep hygiene using comfort foods. Comfort foods, beverages and spices. So the comfort foods that we use most often are turmeric milk or milk with cashew or banana. Cashew nut is a rich source of an amino acid known as tryptophan, Tryptophan. This gets converted in the body into serotonin, Serotonin, which is a happy hormone. It's a feel happy hormone. So this is what we tell our patients to do. Do remember that the definition of comfort food, spice, beverage will vary from person to person. In general, if you want to figure out what is your comfort food, think of what you liked when you were 3 or 4 or 5 years old. And you will find that that will help you. So it might be ice cream for someone, it might be hot milk for another, it might be cocoa.
In addition, Dr. Sanjay said that he sometimes instructs his patients to use melatonin. Meta-analyses of clinical trials show that melatonin only helps increase sleep by a little less than 10 minutes. But Dr. Sanjay said that he has seen it work among his patients with some caveats.
Number 2, melatonin does work. We use it in the OPD. And though some people say it's not effective, there will be many people who will complain of excessive sedation also with melatonin. For those who have forgotten what they liked in childhood and who are not able to think of any comfort food and who do not wish to take melatonin, then I would suggest chamomile tea, CHAMOMILE tea, which is a non-caffeinated tea. So these are some sort of interventions that we practice in our OPD. But usually we actually push back to the patient and we say, why don't you change your bed with your partner? Why don't you look at northeast, southwest and see what you wish to do? Maybe you might wish to open the window to allow fresh oxygen in. You might wish to close the window because the outside environment is so polluted. So these are simple things that we tell them. This is environmental medicine. We also teach them the triggers of sleep. We teach them to self-identify the triggers of good sleep and the triggers for bad sleep. So someone then might come and say, yes, I've seen that whenever I drink Coke or drink coffee at night, then I have to get up once to go to the bathroom. That disturbs my sleep. I personally have never prescribed the sleep mattresses, but we do tell our patients to experiment with the thickness of their pillow. And sometimes we tell them to, on a trial basis, we tell them to try to sleep with the head end raised. So if I increase the thickness of the pillow, the neck hurts. But if I put one brick below the feet of the bed on the head side, the entire head end gets raised.
If none of these interventions work, doctors suggest that patients get a proper sleep study and find out if they might have some ailments like sleep apnea. In that case, they might need clinical solutions like sleeping with a CPAP machine. For the rest of us, Dr. Sanjay recommends behavioral changes and supplements. He also cautioned against becoming too obsessive about sleep. Doctors are seeing a new condition come up called orthosomnia nervosa. That's a kind of sleep anxiety caused by obsessing over tracking devices, supplements, and routines.
So orthosomnia nervosa is actually something that we are seeing in the younger population, especially the ones who are in corporate jobs and where there is an excessive focus on work-life balance. So orthosomnia nervosa means that you are worrying about sleep. You are worrying about the right sleep all the time. So you have these gadgets around you. You keep on searching for what kind of products the sleep industry is selling. You focus so much on yourself that you become your own spectator. And then you forget that sleep was actually meant to help you relax and rest, to repair and rejuvenate.
Remember Anuj, whose story we started this episode with? His experience was similar, where he found himself constantly obsessing over his sleep score, which defeated his original purpose of feeling more relaxed. Anuj says that he actually does not recommend that people track their sleep using wearables.
And a lot of times, initially, when you don't meet these goals, be it on sleep or fitness, it kind of kicks in and kind of an anxiety as well in people ki, oh, ye to pura nahi hua, ya to I am lacking or ye hai wo hai. So I'd rather not have people have one more reason to make them anxious and for the anxiety to kick in. So I think it's better not to have it purely for the point of view of monitoring sleep.
Sleep problems have become so normal that there is now an entire industry that consists of melatonin gummies and magnesium pills to smart rings and sleep scores. While behavioral changes are crucial and supplements can help, as Anuj discovered, chasing perfect rest can quickly become another form of anxiety. Sleep isn't necessarily something we can hack. It's something we have to build into our daily routines and surrender to each night. That's all for today. You just heard the Signal Brief. We don't do hot takes. Instead, we bring you deep dives into the how and why of consumer trends. The Core produces a Signal Brief. Follow us wherever you get your favorite podcasts. To check out the rest of our work, go to www.thecore.in. If you have feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Write to us at feedback@thecore.in, or you can write to me personally at kudrat@thecore.in. Thank you for listening.